Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Dave. I'm a licensed podiatrist. I'd like to thank you for watching my video on my Frugal Foot YouTube channel. I really had no idea that so many people would be interested in inguinal hernia videos when I released my videos. And I get a lot of questions that keep getting repeated over and over again in the comments section. And so I figured I would take a moment to make a quick video and just kind of answer the most common questions that I get asked. So here we go. So the first question is, how am I doing? And the answer to that is, I'm doing quite well. I mean, I'm 4 months out now. I'm back on the bike. I'm really having relatively very little pain. Occasionally it feels like I'm kind of bending the mesh when I move my legs a little bit, but it's really not bad. And it's something that it's becoming less frequent and I'm tolerating it quite well. No failures, really no problems. I'll give you a better video in about 6 months. Well, I'm sorry, at the 6 month time, which will be another 6 weeks from now. And I'll detail more about how things are going. But yeah, all in all, so far, so good. A big question is, how did I know when my mesh had failed or when my hernia repair had failed? And interestingly enough, I asked that question of the PA after my second surgery, after my repair had failed and I had it repaired again. I asked the PA, how will I know if my surgery fails? Which, looking back, was a pretty stupid question because I'd already had a failure. So I knew what it was like to fail. But she answered it. She said, it'll hurt. And I find that kind of interesting because when my hernia failed, I didn't have any pain. In fact, I didn't have any pain when I first had my hernia. The hernia just happened. It happened as I was walking to the bathroom. When the hernia repair failed, I was going to the bathroom. And I wasn't even constipated. I was just going. It was normal. And I just felt something just give. And all of a sudden, I had this bulge again. And I really didn't have any pain. The pain occurred or started occurring weeks later after I continued to ride my bike and exercise and do things with intensity. Then I started getting more discomfort. But apparently, as the PA said, some people can develop pain in their groin if their surgery repair fails. So that's the best answer I can give you. What kind of mesh was used? So for my bilateral inguinal hernia repair that was done robotically, the first one, the one that failed, that was the BARD. That's BARD, 3D Max, I think, Mesh Light. The second procedure, the one that was done open, that was an Ethicon mesh, and that doesn't really tell you the kind of mesh. It just tells you the manufacturer was Ethicon. Ethicon makes a lot of sutures and materials that get used in the operating room. So, but that's all I really know. He wasn't any more specific than that. I do get asked a lot if I considered any of these alternative procedures, and I don't even remember the names of them. But the answer to that question is no, I did not. And in fact, looking back at my surgeries, here's what I did right and here's what I did wrong. The first procedure that I did, I just went out and found a general surgeon that would see me quickly and could do the procedure and get it over with. I wanted to get it over with quickly, and I assumed that any general surgeon worth his salt could go and do this surgery. It's kind of like going to a podiatrist. A podiatrist should be able to fix your bunions. Well, that's not necessarily the case. I mean, you want to go to a podiatrist who does a lot of bunions. Same thing with hernias. My second hernia surgery, I took my time. I went to a surgeon that only does hernias. And that's what I encourage people to do now. I tell them, if you have a hernia repair, go to a surgeon, at least talk to a surgeon who just does hernias. But no, I did not consider any of these alternative procedures. Let's see here. A big question I get asked, I think this is the other one, was why was my procedure so expensive? Why did it cost me so much money? So this is how this worked. When I had my first procedures done, my bilateral procedures, the hospital billed the insurance company like $25,000. This was the robotic repair. the hospital has a contract with the insurance company. So the insurance company will tell the hospital how much how much they're going to get reimbursed. And they said, no, not 25,000. And I remember the money. I think it was like $8,000. They knocked it way down. So the difference the hospital has to write off. So now we're looking at an $8,000 tab for bilateral or both sides robotic hernia procedure. Well, I have a $6,500 deductible. So I have to pay $6,500 and the insurance company is going to pony out the other $1,500. Sounds like a good deal, except you have to remember that I have a $500 monthly premium. That's $6,000 a year, plus the $6,500 that I paid for my deductible. That's $12,500 for that year for those procedures. The insurance company didn't lose money there. They still made money, okay? Well, now wait a minute. The next year I had to have the hernia repaired again, and that billed out to like $7,500. Guess what? That's another $12,500 for me because I still have to pay my monthly premium. That's $25,000 in 2 years to have these hernias repaired. Why was that so much money? Well, here's, again, this is how this works. I don't work for an employer who buys me health insurance. I work for myself. So I have to buy my own insurance plan. I don't work for the government. I don't get health care from the government. I'm not old enough to be on Medicare. Senior citizens, they're on Medicare or a Medicare Advantage plan. They have a lower monthly cost and a copay, and that's it, because they're not making money anymore. They have a fixed income. And I don't have a low income plan because I make too much money to be on a low income plan. So, it doesn't work that way. So in the end, you have to remember that regardless of what kind of insurance plan you got, somebody's going to have to pay for all of those procedures that are billed at, like, let's say $8,000. The insurance company's not really paying for it. The premium pays for that. So the money that they're getting is coming from the subscribers. That's me, that's you, okay? Just so happens that I have to pay more because I don't have anybody paying it for me. So that's the only reason it's more expensive. If you're asking that question, that means that you probably aren't in the same boat that I'm in, and God bless you, man. That's great for you. Maybe you have an employer that pays for it, but on the other hand, that money that they're paying into your health care would otherwise be going into your pocket as salary. So, it all washes in the end. For the senior citizen or for the low income person, well, they're not paying as much for their health care, but somebody else is paying for it, and that's the person who's paying more for their health insurance. So that's the deal with that. So those are the most common questions that I get asked, and I hope that answers those questions. Again, I'll leave a better video on how I'm doing, a more detailed explanation once we hit the 6-month mark, and that should be in another 6 weeks or so. So thanks for watching this video. We'll try to get some more foot videos out very shortly. I'm Dr. Dave. I'll see you on my next video.